Welcome back, viewers. We're still on to the press and you're reaching you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. We've now been joined by our guests. One, we have engineer Toba Owojaiye, very close to me, who's a public affairs analyst, and we also have Mr. Richard Oriri, who's also a political analyst, to join us this morning to analyze most of the top stories that made it to the front page of the papers. Do not also forget our phone lines are now open for you to call in and join the conversation. Just 60 seconds per person. You're welcome to the studio, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Great to have you.
Good morning.
Good morning. We missed you last week. And you too.
yes, I couldn't make it.
Welcome. Alrighty, so we have quite a lot of stories that made it to the front page. In fact, a lot of things hitting on the polity today, different angles, different conversations. But first, I want us to start from the insecurity in the north. We saw what happened over the weekend in Darajama village in Borno State. 63 people killed. In fact, there are other reports from Niger State of mothers being abducted and leaving their sick infants to die. Others killings here and there, Katsina, Plateau, Kwara, different states, and it's looking like another rising pandemic. Now let's start from you, Engineer Toba. What do you make of this? Obi is saying that the president needs to stop his entire travels and concentrate on rebuilding Nigeria's security framework. What do you make of that, as people are beginning to clamor for too much insecurity in the north?
Okay, so I'll do my best to remove the politics from it, because so that we don't come into an Obi discussion on this.
Oh, true.
Let's just take it for what has been said. The security situation is largely political, and I've said it many times that politics is what drives insecurity. Yes, there's hunger. Yes, there's religious drive, but politics is what drives it. If you heard what the governor of Zamfara said last week, he said, I swear I know where the bandits are and I can take you there. I know their location. So when the governor comes and goes as far as swearing that he knows their location, is that politically his hands are tied, not just from presidency or from but traditional rulers, his religion, and the strongest idea among his people. Once they see insecurity as a means to an end, then the governor is just a small puppet. The president is just a 4 years, at best 8-year support or delay to that system. Once that continues and the people still see, like, you see, I've said something, one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist. So that person you are calling bad, there's a narrative in which in those areas they are celebrating him because he's convincing them that he's fighting for a cause on their behalf. So this is why this goes on. The people that are dying are just collateral damage, and it's sad. You see the same thing in Hamas. The people dying are kept there. They refuse some of them from traveling so that they become human shields. This is because there's a general grander plan which is on board, and they need those human shields. So those are the same things there. It's a very sad situation, and we pray that it stops soonest.
What's the question?
Mr. Richard, you know, we're talking about the insecurity in the north, looking at what happened in Darajama over the weekend, and different parts of the north that are beginning to have a spate of insecurity again. Niger State, Kwara, Plateau, Katsina, you can list them on and on. Northern leaders are beginning to say they can no longer take this insecurity that is rising in the north. What do you make of it? Do you think that the current administration is no longer focusing on governance and they're beginning to pay so much attention on on politics instead?
The issue there is it's not just that the current administration is not focusing on governance. The issue is basically the security agencies who go after these bandits and terrorists, especially within the northern part of the country. The one problem that they are not seeing is that you will identify the areas where these terrorists are located within a particular community and all of that, and after striking them, you leave the community vulnerable. no security agency, either police, military, civil defense, stationed in those areas where you are attacking these terrorists, and you, after the attack, you leave them, and leaving them vulnerable, empty, you are allowing another reprisal attack, because most of this information that the security agencies gather, this intelligence that they gather, come from the people. And once they go to attack these terrorists and leave the community empty without other security agencies stationed there to keep the protection of the people, there's no how they will not come back for reprisal attack. And that is what is happening currently now. Yes, they are achieving some level of success, but the success is not sustained. They have to sustain it. The police have to leave the Abuja city, Benin city, Port Harcourt city, and go to protect these vulnerable communities instead of going after Yahoo boys in the city. Because once, if it is military, the intelligence mostly come from the DSS, who are almost in all the local government across Nigeria, gathering information from communities. From the communities, they gather information, know the particular section where these terrorists are located, where they are camping, and once the information gets to the military, because they are working now in synergy, both the police, DSS, military, and NIA, they are working in synergy, and once they gather this information, they go to the particular point where they have the information that the terrorists are located. They attack them, and those ones that are lucky enough not to face that attack from the military, they will go and retreat and then re-strategize. And in their strategy, they go to the soft target. Who are the soft target? The soft target are these community people that have given this information to the security to come and attack them, because they know them. Like my brother said, the governor of Borno State, he said on national television that they know where these terrorists are, and some of the leaders within the north, they are even saying that they know where the terrorists are. The other day you saw what happened between Erufai came on national television to say some things, giving some damaging information to the whole world. Then Ahmed Dati equally came to counter Erufai. Too many things coming from the northern leaders that will sincerely tell us that yes, they know the source, the root cause of insecurity in the north. And now these terrorists, after you attack them, they don't have access to the people causing them this pain. And the next thing they do is to go to the soft target. The soft target are the community people who don't have even cutlass, who don't even have even catapult to hit back on the security on the terrorists when they come after them. So leaving them vulnerable is the major problem, the major issue why we are having this resurgence of attack on communities again in the north. Because after you hit them, you run, you leave the entire community, leaving these people like that. There's no how they will not come for reprisal.
So I'm going to ask this question based on what he said, and yes, you also made reference to it, which is the fact that the governor said that he knows where they are and he can actually take them there. So why should the chief security officer of a state know where the terrorists are and his hands are tied?
I would love to answer that. That is why we are pushing for state police. You see, the governor can tell you he has that information and now tell you that he doesn't have any security command under his power, because the police do not answer to the governor. They are federal agents. When you have state police and the governor tells us he knows where they are, then we say, okay, what next? Make a move. So state police, the fear of state police is that the governor can also use them to witch hunt his opposition within his state. The fear of state police is also that the governor may hardly ever lose an election again in his state until it is his 8 years to kick him out, which is one of the best things I think we've done as a country, to have a highest time of 8 years for anybody to serve as a president or a governor. I wish you can extend it to Senate and House of Rep so that we can be flushing them out gradually. But these are the problems we have. These people have built a system in which they retain themselves and continue to oppress the people constantly. Like you said, every community is now afraid to even point out where terrorists are, because once you do that and they get arrested, sometimes you will see them back in the force, now, coming back to that same village to come and protect it. So how do you expect the people in that place? We told you this guy is bad, then you caught him, you arrested him, he now claimed he's repented, you now put him back in the force, and you now sent him to come and protect us. So we need to have big bases. In Jos, it worked a bit when a military camp was set up there. In southern Kaduna, a big military camp was set up there, and we saw that it was handled. So I'm fulfilling his point. The military needs to be better funded to build bases of 100, of 200, with every infrastructure, with drones, with things that they can use to secure themselves, because their lives are in trouble. Once these people find a base that is far from help, they swamp on it and shoot them all off. So these are things we need to do. The bases need to be close to each other, so that if you try to attack one, you remember that there's another base that is close by. Those are the things we need to work on.
So do you think that it's going to be a military-based issue? Because we had terrorists attack NDA. So Kaduna State is...
The issue there is that my perspective to it is that on the side of the governors who on daily basis come on national television to tell the world that they know where these terrorists are, my perspective to it is that they don't have the political will to tackling the issue. Exactly. If they have the political will to tackling the issue, they have, as chief security officers of the various states, they have gathered this information from the communities, because as governors, they are with the people. From every community, every local government, you have chairmen who give you report. You have councillors from every political ward in Nigeria who give you report as governor, and all the political appointees, they are from various communities, and they are living with the people. So the governor have this information, and for the fact that the governor have this information, even if you are not in charge of the police system, that they are answerable to the center, and even DSS that they are answerable to the center, military men they are answerable to the center. You too, as the chief security officer of the state, you are equally answerable to the president. You can brief the president of your the security situation within your state, and if you brief the president, there's no how the president will not come in form synergy with you, and then you who have this information and you know the particular terrain where they are located, they can pick them up. President can give approval. There is no governor that will say, I have given social information to the president and I needed his assistance to help me tackle this in my state, and the president declined. No governor have said it
so far.
You understand? So now on the side of this state police that he said, like he rightly put, all the governors that they are crying for state police is just for their own selfish protection. They are not saying it to keep security of their state, because we can see it in the southeast. They came up with a Bubagu agenda, and it was in almost all the 5 states within the southeast state of the country. The Bubagu was used to witch hunt their political opponents until federal government banned it through the Supreme Court ruling. You understand? The same thing, Amotekun from across the country. It's only Amotekun that they are even doing well. If you go to the north, they have various security outfits that looks like state police. In Benue State, when Otom was governor of Benue State, he set up one community volunteer guards, gave them guns. After he left office, this present governor now, Governor Alia, he came. He set up his own. Instead of continuing with what Otom started, the guns in the hands of those community volunteer guards that Otom set up is still in their hands. Nobody will keep those guns from them. And now Alia came with his own, and he has even armed them again. And they are in the community, know that government is even paying them salary. Why would the security situation within the local communities in Nigeria not be too overwhelming? both to government and to us as citizens. In almost all the states of the federation, if you go to Zamfara, they have their own community policing set of security. The set of vigilante that looks like community policing, and they arm them as well. You understand? So they are there, but how are they managing these ones? If they have managed them well, then we will have that confidence, that trust, that if you allow state police to go on, they will equally manage it well. And any governor that comes want to change every policy.
That's another
You understand? So it's all about political will. They don't have it. If they have political will to protect the citizens, they will do it in collaboration with almost all the governors across party line now. They form synergy with the president.
Let's quickly take this one. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, I did calling from Airport Road.
All right, please join the conversation, Ivy.
Please, the man on white and white. If the governor can tell the federal government on national paper or on national television that you know where those bandage is, then do you expect it's now indirectly telling Mr. President that you know where those people is? It's left for Mr. President now to draw more attention so that, okay, as you say, you know where those bandage is or whatever they call. You now show him to appear before any other person. Then you now take this thing from there, take off everything from there. You want the president. How can you know that the attention of Mr. President is not been drawn before? Let federal government now draw the attention of the governor of Zamfara State. RFI have been telling Nigeria that you know where all those bandage is, that they have been settled there. RFI was not attention drawn. So the problem is our government, not those people. Okay, can you imagine the analysis that you are being given now? That the former governor of Benue State, and some people, this one come, it turned them upside down, and they are not being paid. Why all those hands distributing up and down? Why can't you continue with the good work other governments are doing before now? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution.
Yes, can I say a few? I agree with him largely, but you see, Amotekun is a pointer that regional, even if we can't jump to state policing immediately, we can start from regional policing. Amotekun is working in the southwest because they just speak one dialect. The Yoruba dialect is dominant there. So it's easy for them as a people to come together and make it work for themselves. And if you notice, that is why the southwest has very low insecurity issues. We also had the southeast, but it was being abused. That can be institutionalized so that it is controlling the region and they are able to check them. A security agency should be so strong that the governor, whether he comes or goes, cannot really improve or reduce the quality of what an institution is giving. Because why is it an institution if we have one person and is looking good, then we have another person and is looking horrible? An institution is supposed to be stable. So these are the issues we need to look at. The federal may still be too far away from what is happening in the state. Like I said, it is political. There's no, we are still going back to the same thing.
Yes.
All right. It is political. The RFI that is telling us now that bandits are being paid also paid bandits, and he came to TV to say that. So if he was able to come to TV then to say it, and now he's not using that same point, the same person who told us that 2 years of Tinubu is too hard, but the same person told us that Obi and others cannot claim to fix anything in 4 years, but is expecting Tinubu to fix it in 2 years. These are the things you see that happen when people are speaking from a political point of view. So another person cannot do it in 2 years, but you want somebody else to do it in 4 years. These are the problems we're having.
All right, let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Gideon from Lagos. Please join the conversation.
Yeah.
You need to turn down the volume of your TV set so you can hear us properly. Or step away.
Okay. See, we all know what to do.
Okay.
We know what to do. We are already discussing this matter in the social media, in the TV, in everywhere. So those who cannot be in the front line, the governor, they can never be on the front line. What are the encouragements given to the police that after the soldier encountering the party that the police will take over? What are the encouragements? What are the encouragements to encourage this police? If you like, one create a motorcycle, create that. That is not the solution. If you like, create a police. Make police is going to be used for another motive, not for the crossing purpose. All I know is to basically concentrate on the Nigerian police force to provide them weapons. They should not be deceiving Nigeria. The police are the crime on TV, crime on the Senate president. These are the treatment they are giving. There's no encouragement for them. And they want the police to perform miracle. When they are being killed, nobody cater for their family. With their little, they are being paid. After retirement, they get their 2 million, 3 million, and you want them to perform miracle. You still use the same one that is supposed to take care of the police to start creating another security outfit. No, the security will never go down well. We are only deceiving ourselves. Let's go to the drawing board and do the right thing. Let them create 10 security agents to start fighting among insurgents that deceiving themselves. Ordinary helicopter for police to monitor the bushes. Ask the federal government how many helicopters that the police have to fight insurgents. How many drones do they have? So let's deceiving ourselves.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution. That's another angle.
I want to align myself with what he said.
Yes.
There's no motivation at all. No motivation. Yes, just yesterday, one of my friends, my old friend, he chatted me. He was a captain in the Nigerian army. He has fought in Meduguri, he has fought around Kaduna area here, so seriously. But I was surprised yesterday when we were chatting on WhatsApp. He told me he was no longer with the Nigerian army. That he left the army. He is now working with the UN. He's in Kenya now. Many of them like that, they have withdrawn because they are overwhelmed. Now, it's not even the responsibility of the Nigerian army to come in internal security.
Of course.
It's not their responsibility at all. Because police, they can't handle it. Even civil defense, they can't handle it. And that's why they are withdrawing the Nigerian army to come in and assist. That is to say, if the Nigerian army are overwhelmed now, then we are helpless.
Absolutely.
You understand? It's when the force is beyond the police, beyond the civil defense, beyond all of this internal security agents that you will even call soldier to come. In the advanced countries of the world, once you see the military on the street like this, there's problem.
Of course.
But in our country, once you see them, there is security. But in another country, if you see them, there is no security. But here is when we see the military that will feel free to move. It's not like, okay, no. Like what he said, welfare of these people is nothing to talk about. And majority of them that have stick their neck all out to fight in the interest of the country that have been killed. What is happening to their family? So abandoned.
Who do we blame for?
What is happening to their family? What do we are talking about? Like what the last caller said.
Yes.
I completely align myself with him because what we are saying now is that these people that are carrying this gun to defend us, they are not equally happy with the system and they can't say it. So instead of going all out to protect and say, if I will die, let me die for the country, they are not ready again to die for the country. Because there's no motivation. If you die, what will happen to your family? The ones that have died before, they are seeing it. And what is happening to their family? Nobody is taking care of them. Sometimes you want to pass. If the moment they kill your husband as a military wife, the moment they kill, within 3 months, they will eject you from the barracks. And you don't have where to stay. Your children will not want to pay their school fees. And they are seeing it. happening to their fellow military officers that they have killed before. Even the police, their salary is not even enough. So government have to come in. Like most Nigerian youths who have the strength to defend this country, majority of them are in the US Army, well paid, protecting another country and living their own. I know of one young boy who just graduated from the university. He joined the US Army. The mother and father, they traveled around July to US, where he was decorated. Till today, he has refused his parents to return home. They are still with him in US. If he's not well paid, can all of this happen? You understand?
Yes.
So Nigerian government have to step up and take the responsibility of the Nigerian security very serious. Even the assurance, this life assurance, should not even cover only them that wear the uniform. Even their family should be caught into it. If you die, this is what will be given to your family as a compensation. Even your children, none of them will be left like that. Government will train them to the highest. If such thing is there, there's no how any of these military and the police officers would not want to die for the country. That is why almost every Nigerian now, you provide security for yourself. Even common electricity, you provide for yourself. Now so many people are on band something, they have to move everybody to band A.
People are moving on grid already.
Band A, instead of that band A, you buy 5,000 naira light, they will give you 21 units. How many days?
What would you do with that?
And if you put that 5,000 together for 1 year, it will be more than 1.5 million. The highest you do is to gather that money together and put a solar light in your house and disconnect yourself from the useless electricity. You understand? So a lot is going on in this country that we need to put our leaders to their toes. They are not looking at what is happening in Nigeria.
So we truly cannot, sit on this conversation. We know that insecurity is a strong conversation, and we're looking forward to maybe better days. Suggestions have been made. Probably welfare could actually encourage, most of our armed men to do their job better, and maybe overhaul of maybe all the leadership positions within the security outfits could probably also work something out. But then let's quickly head on to what other papers have in store for us. We see fears of fuel shortage rise as oil workers begin strike today. Government's Miss Union Dangote Group Monday over face-off. There's been a strong conversation around. We heard Dangote trucks releasing about 4,000 truck drivers to transport CNG across the country. But these truck drivers are not part of any supposed association. And Nupeng is coming out to say that is completely wrong. Rather, he created a sort of union called Direct Trucking Company Drivers Association to take care of those truck drivers. But Nupeng is saying no to that. They are supposed to be a part of an association, and they see it as modern day slavery. I'd like to get your thoughts. I don't know who's going to start first about this new move, and also an accusation of that is monopoly to start with. Let's start with
5,000 they are collecting. Yes, it's a yes and a no issue.
Okay.
Of course, you employ 5,000 people. You have created an association for them within the setting, but there's a law that says they have to still be under Nupeng. So that's a basic matter. I don't see why Dangote should be running from that. But also there is the issue of them still trying to control Dangote and control his trucking system. You see, this country has a lot of associations that have enslaved us for years. So those are the people that still want to hold down this system. Let me tell you, in the shipping business, people are making 38% for being like traffic warding of ships. There are cabals that run those areas, and they don't want to share that largesse with anybody. So Dangote should listen to what they have to say. This is not something we should have strike for and then get back to long queues. We know how long it takes before queues disappear again. This is not something we should allow go that way at all. CNG has started having longer queues. Of course, we've always had queues. The price has doubled we had that subsidy has now been removed in that area. They shouldn't wait for it to become an emergency. Some kekes depend on it in Abuja. That's what they use. So
after spending so much money to get the CNG,
conversion and everything, this is not an issue that should get to strike. It's a very small issue. Open discussions with Nupeng. This association is getting this amount of money. I'm already paying for this association. What can I also pay you on your aspect?
You know, they've actually threatened that their Petroleum Tanker Drivers Association, Nupeng, right, is going to stop lifting petrol pending the time that they are able to resolve this issue with Dangote.
What is there is that, like you said, those cartels within the oil sector, Nupeng, they are one. And they have been our problem in this country.
I agree.
Association is in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Right to freedom of association. If you like, you can belong to this association, the Nupeng Association. If you like, you can't belong. They have a regulatory body already called the NNPCL that regulate them, that operate within the sector. So if Dangote, who of his own have come to say, instead of Nigeria exporting crude outside, then buying petrol far above what they use in taking this crude out to service Nigerians, let me put my refinery home to help the country by refining our crude to petrol. Now he is refining in large quantity that is no longer supplying only to Nigerians. He's supplying to even other African countries.
Europe too.
Into Europe. Okay, now Nupeng is standing as a block to his business. And what he has come out now to do is to see how he opened a window where this petrol that he's refining can be lifted to Nigerians for use. And that is why he has come up with this idea of having his own way of supplying petrol to Nigerians. Nupeng should not force him to be their member.
The truck drivers.
Yes. Dangote said he was going to buy trucks in thousands that will be lifting petrol from the source directly to all part of Nigeria.
He has 4,000 ready for
lifting petrol directly from his refinery to all part of the country. That one, Nupeng is seeing it as a kind of strategy that he will use to break their wings. And he's not stopping them not to go and look for where they will get petrol to supply Nigerians. They shouldn't use that to pin the country down. Dangote is doing the best thing for the country as it is now. So we have all the mineral resources. It's not just that we have mineral resources. We cannot always depend on finished product from outside the country. We have someone now who is producing petrol for us. Instead of waiting months before this crude will be taken out, before they will now import petrol to us. Now we have it in abundance here. They should just leave Dangote alone. All the forces around fighting Dangote to see how he will get angry.
So you do not also believe that Dangote is some sort of monopolizer?
He's not monopolizing anything. Okay. He's not the only rich man in Nigeria. He just has the willpower, the willingness to serve the country, and that is why he has put all his resources together to see that the refineries in Nigeria are working. What of the one the government have been looking after, to siphoning our trillions to Port Harcourt refinery, this refinery, that refinery, Kaduna refinery, and none is working up to now. We have many Nigerians who have stolen so much from our country and have not have the mind to build refinery in Nigeria. Dangote has, okay, if anyone is seeing it as a monopoly, Dangote is not blocking anyone from coming to set up refinery in the country. Then you come and compete with him.
All right.
Like he's in the cement industry, he's not the only one. The boy is there. He's not blocking anybody.
All right. Gentlemen, let's quickly take the last story on my table. 2027, Jonathan presses on with election plans. I want to understand what's going on here. So I see Engineer Toba smiling already, so I'm going to start with you. What's going on? They even said, the writer says, ignores wife disapproval, directs food soldiers in PDP to clean house, which means it's probably going to run under that political party. So what's your take? Mr. Richard, I'm coming back to you because we had a prior conversation around this. But let's start with Engineer Toba.
Yeah, I was smiling because I was here on the day he was saying that
awesome, perfect.
Good luck will not run. And I said good luck most likely will run. You see, the narrative is stronger than the person.
Unfortunately, we have like 3 minutes each.
3 minutes. Okay, I'll be fast then. The narrative is stronger than the person. Okay. You see, in 1999, the reason why Obasanjo became the president was because we had a MKO's election annulled, and then we had Ekweme come on board to rally a new party, and while they did that, power had to now go to a military man who was from the south, which was what brought Obasanjo. So now there's a strong northern pull to change the president, but they want somebody who can only serve for one term. They want somebody that most likely will not be able to rig an election. Goodluck has never been able to successfully rig an election. So if they bring Goodluck on board, he's constitutionally bound to serve only one term, and he's not really interested in rigging any election, so he's a good fit for presidency.
Mr. Richard, let's get your thoughts.
No to
because
it.
You said categorically that he's not going to run.
I'm still standing on my point that Goodluck's intention to run for president in Nigeria now is a no-go area. And the reason is that now what some of our leaders of our political elite in the north they are doing now is to see how they will cause division in the south. Yes. They have seen clearly the unity, the synergy from the south. That if they should allow the south to be silent in this way and allow only President Tinubu to be the presidential candidate from the south, it means they are going to have block vote from the south for President Tinubu, and he will definitely have vote from the north, and that will make it very difficult for them to have their way. And in the next agenda now is to see that they have multiple candidates coming from the south. And Jonathan, they are only pushing him, President Jonathan, to come and then just crash his image, the remaining image. Because all of us, we are here in Nigeria, and we have been here. We were here when Jonathan was president. He ruled this country for 6 years. Yes. And we saw, when Jonathan was in power, if not petrol, we never knew that there were other mineral resources in Nigeria that can give the country money. If you go to LLG, people were there siphoning, stealing money from those areas. Jonathan was not aware that their people were taking money from those areas. He was so clueless that not same Nigeria, we see Jonathan on the ballot and still go and vote for Jonathan because he will not give us the best leadership that we want. It's not somebody like Jonathan we are talking about now. So Jonathan should just stay where he is and keep the respect that he has already for himself. Outside that, he's going to destroy his political image.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. But I want to quickly draw our attention to something. The Constitution says that according to Section 137. 1B, it says a person shall not be qualified for election to the office of the president if he has been elected to such office at any 2 previous elections. That's one. The second one says that once someone has been elected and sworn in as president 2 times, they cannot contest again. Has he not been sworn in twice already?
Jonathan case is different because the first tenure he ran joint ticket with Yaradua, and he completed. No, it was Constitution that gave him the right to complete it. He completed it. The only tenure that he finishes was the one he started from 2011 to 2015. So it's completely. It is something that have been taken to court. Even Supreme Court cleared him before he contested in 2015. They took him to court in 2015. 2014 it's like 2015, and the court cleared him before he was placed on the ballot. So that is nothing to it. He's qualified to still contest.
We're ready for interesting times.
Yeah, he's qualified to still contest, but the South should be cautious.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much, gentlemen. It's always a pleasure having you both in the studio.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much for your time
nice
today.
To be here.
All right, viewers, apologies. I couldn't take a lot of calls. We sincerely apologize. But we'll take them tomorrow. I am Olamide Alhassan, and that's bye for now.